what's up, yay!
Hey guys, Lencac here. Kind of as a continuation to my reloading video that I have put together in a couple of different parts. At first I thought it was going to be a short video, but then you know how it goes. So I had to break it up into a first and second part, and this might be an addendum to that whole reloading video. But what we got here is I've got a couple of different tools here that I use from time to time when I get, let's just say when I get OCD, you know what I mean? When I get way off the deep end and trying to load rounds to do to the, you know, the best I can, I'll go to certain measures. Like for instance, I'll just take and I'll measure the volume of each case. You know what they say about, and I'll do a test on that. I'll be curious to see, but they say, well, weigh the cases. Weighing the cases is really an indirect reflection of what you're trying to get at, which is what is the volume of the case. And so what I'll do is I'll use some H110 powder because it's got a very fine ball powder. And I'll use that to fill the case to the top, to the level at the top, and then I'll measure how much powder's in there. And when I get crazy, I'll sort out cases by their volumes, and then I'll get down to weighing, you know, weighing each individual bullet to the within the 1/10 of a grain and that sort of thing, and matching them up that way. And I'll tell you what, if you go to all those lengths, in all honesty, some of the best groups I've ever shot after going through all that nonsense. But for at any rate, today what I want to show you first is I'm trying to get a point across to you guys about ammunition and the fact that they really aren't all the same in a certain respect, and I'll show you what that is. But here, this is my Nico tool, this is a Hornady tool, but these are for checking run out in different various ways on a bullet or a case, even just a case or a bullet or the whole cartridge, depending on how you have it set up. So they're pretty nifty that way. And my use of these has to do with, sometimes I'll go through a batch of rounds that I've just loaded, like the ones I just got done loading over here, these 7 5x55s. And I'll go through it and I'll check them for run out and wobble in the case. And if I find some that are outside of what I consider to be normal, I might pull them or mark them or something, just you know, sort them out from the batch, so to speak. But right now I've got my Nico tool set up to actually check. So this is what I want to make a demonstration of first. I want to show you how little imperfection there is in the bullets themselves. And I've got this thing set up right now to do a 308 bolt. I'm checking, these are 168 grain Hornady match rounds. But if you look, and I've got my Nico set up there, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this thing. And what it does is it's got it held in place at the nose of the bullet and just in the middle of the boat tail. And so when I roll it, and I'm not completely, I'm not on the ogive, I'm not on the bearing surface, I'm off the bearing surface. So I want to see if there's any imperfections. Oop, there you go. Let's see here. All right. So now if you watch, see that I'm rolling that, and that bullet shows, I mean, it's perfect. You really, you know, can you see that? So let's put that to rest. The bullets, I think, are obviously, for what I'm going to show you here, are not going to be the issue of what we're talking about. Okay. So I need to change my settings here now. And what I want to do is I want to support this case. I want to check the run out by just supporting the case, okay? So I'm going to move this guy, this block, to just right behind, right where the shoulder, just behind where the shoulder starts. And then I'll take and move my mic over to here. And I want to put it, I'm not going to put it up on the, I'm going to put it down here towards where the taper of the bullet becomes quite a bit. And it takes a little bit of doing to get this, get the dial indicator preloaded like you want it. Okay. Right about there. Tighten her down. Okay, so now what I'm looking at here is I want to see how much run out At this end of the bullet, at the pointy end of the bullet, how much run out there is on that. See? That one is in really good shape. That bullet has got almost no run out in it, as you can see that. That's a good bullet. You see? Let's see here. Okay, so you see that now? I'm turning that bullet in the blocks, and you're seeing this one. It has very little run out at that spot in the on the bullet. You see that? So that's good. And the whole the point of this video is I want to show you where the imperfection in the cases are in relation to the run out or wobble in the bullet. And I'll show you what I mean by wobble. This one here now is supporting the case and supporting the cartridge on the back end of it and the tip of the bullet. It's being supported, centered on both ends completely. So now what we're going to do is we're going to run this guy around and we're going to see how much, this is checking how much wobble there is in that case right there. You see, and this one's, you see now this one is one that I would consider to be completely normal. It's got a few thousandths, usually a couple thousandths. And what you're going to see is this here, this run out you're seeing here is indicative of the shoulder. That the brass are not, even though you fire form them, you shoot them, you resize them and stuff, for whatever reason, maybe because the brass itself has a inconsistency in its thickness around the circumference of the case. But as you can see, it's got a little bit of run out. Now, this is the point I'm making. This one would not bring my attention. This would not cause my attention on this at all. This I would consider completely normal. But now, mind you, here's one that I have taken, and I've already taken the liberty of checking these for the purpose of this video. So let's put him in there. See, in that last one, see, look at that. That bullet has got a whole shitload of run out at that spot in the tip of the bullet. We are looking at, there's basically almost 10. This has over 10,000. This has about 11 thousandths of run out. That would cause me to bring attention to this bullet. Let me put this into and check it for wobble. See, so now, see, and this has got a bit more, wobble in it. And that tells me that what they're telling me, what I'm getting at here, is that shows me that where the shoulder, where the big part of the case next down to the neck, where the shoulder is, I think that is the spot where the imperfection of a run out comes from. I don't think all cases are made the same, obviously. See, and this has got about 4 thousandths run out in it, I think. 3 thousandths, something like that. But you see, now that's something that would bring my attention to this book, because that's a lot of run out. And my point being is that you ever wonder how, even though you do your best, sometimes you get rounds that just don't quite fly where you think they should be going. Or you get a flyer now and then. Or you get flyers. I think it has to do with variables in the cases themselves that cause run out in the bullet. And my thought is that bullet needs to enter the bore as perfectly straight and perpendicular to the axis of the bore as possible. If that bullet goes in a little bit cockeyed, I think that's going to change the way it performs. But now these were my Berdan cases here. These are all Berdan. But here I've got one that this is a 7.5x5.5 hand load that is a boxer prime case. Let's just put it in once and see what it looks like. See, this is a different bullet. These are 175 grain Sierra Match King, so I'm going to have to change my spot here just a little bit on it. See, now that guy right there, that's got 4 thousandths. That's got 4 thousandths run out right there where I checked it, how I checked that other one. And then this guy will, like I say, check it for wobble in the neck. See, now this guy shows basically 0 wobble. That tells me that case, the neck of it is good. It's straight, because that's my point of this. I think if you were to check your rounds for run out like I'm doing on these right now, I think you'd find some variables in there that maybe you don't consider when you're putting them together. And I mean, it depends. Here's another one. Let's see. You see now, because these cases are boxer prime, these I've worked over, these have been shot and all that stuff. So in my mind, I'm thinking that if you would think that the shooting process would straighten that out, but I've found out sometimes it does not. And so here's a piece of GP11 ammo, right? Let's check it, see if I can get a reading on it. What do you think? See, I got to resituate her here. All right, there you go. See, now let's check this guy. See, this piece of GP11 ammo here, it's got, let's see, we got 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has got 5 thousandths run on it. See, so they're not, like I say, bullets are not all perfectamundo when you look at them at this level, when you look at them from this perspective. See, now this guy, checking it for wobble, you see this guy has a little bit of, what you're going to find is you're going to find out that, say, the low spot in the wobble at this point is going to correspond to the low spot at the towards the tip of the neck of the bullet. See, this has got, but it's hard to nitpick. It's hard to nitpick K31 ammo. Let's try one here. See, let's put this guy in there and see what he looks like. Try another one. See, this guy's got 10 thousandths of run out. That guy's got 10 thou run out on it. This is going to be, we'll see if I can get it. This has still got the wax on it. So let's see if I can. Not excessive that way, but it's got a bit of run out. So, so you take that for what you think, what may be worth there. And so anyways, that was my point, guys, is that's what I think. And I think the 7.5 by 5.5, because of the angle of the shoulder, I think it's a little bit less prone to have the neck be completely in line with the axis of the thing. That's what I'm saying. You see if that maybe that neck is pointed a little bit that way with the, maybe it's got that neck pointed a little bit that way or that way, as opposed to the neck, because when you're pressing the bullet in, you're trying to get that bullet to press in as straight in line with the axis of the cartridge as you can, but that's not a perfect process. I can also take and check the cases too. I check my collet here, change the collet. Let's grab a case like this here. Move this. I don't want this other one. I want the big one. I want the big side. I want it to get lie straight with the, there we go. Right like that. Okay. See, now I can take my mic here, and we are going to put this guy right here. Okay. Now you got to remember too that this case has got a variation in the thickness of the material on it. So let's get my inside mic, my neck thickness mic out. Let's just check it here. 0, yep, okay. 14, 15, almost 15, 15, a little under. So this has got a thousandth. This has got a thousandth of variation from one side of the case to the other as far as thickness of the brass. Let's see, but if I take and put you on there like that. So if we take a thousandth off of this, I'm seeing the case. I'm seeing the case has taken away the thousandth in thickness difference. This has 2 thousandths variance right there, right where that shoulder, where that neck starts. Anyways, I don't know if any of this stuff is of any, you make any heads or tails of it. I just thought it was kind of neat little tool I have, but I do use this tool. I have used this tool in the past to, what I'll do is I'll take and I will index the bullets. I'll take them when I want it, when I get crazy, when I get OCD. What I'll do is I'll take and I will check them all, put a mark on them where the high spot is, so to speak, in the bullet, like this guy here. I'll put a mark on it, and as long as I load them all into the rifle with the same with them all indexed in the same position in the chamber, I usually have pretty good luck with that. It works, I hate to say that works pretty darn good. But you take all those measures, all the prep work on the cases, and you go through the tedious routine of checking case volumes and matching those up. And then you take and weigh all the bullets specifically, because you're gonna find these bullets have maybe a half a grain difference, but out of a lot of 100 of them. And so I'll sort them out and sort them out by their exact weights. And then I'll put them together, and then when I go to that level, I'll take and I'll check the run out on all of them. Some of them I'll kind of just use as fouling rounds if the spec is too far out of whack. But the rest of them I'll take and I'll index them. I'll mark them, and I go to the lengths of putting them into the chamber, all with the thing facing the same direction. And they shoot like crazy when you go through that whole crazy deal. But that's just me. That's just OCD Dave, I guess, right? All right, guys. Hope this maybe was of a little bit of interest to you guys. This is Lencac over and out, guys. Thanks for watching. See ya.